Alrighty, this is the way the people news, not attorney, not giving legal advice. Never look straight forward, always look around you, be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Y'all, use the Second Amendment, arm yourself with knowledge. Okay? And if there's an unjust law, then we need to go back and clear it up. Alright? So, it's going to be a couple of different parts here, and I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Um, but how do we get in a particular deal? And what we're going to do is watch part of Here's the Deal. And we're going to watch, CJ Grisham. Okay? And he's in the process of changing some laws. But Texas made their officers kings. Well, I can't even say that. They become our gods. Because the only thing they know how to do is do information instead of actually getting affidavit from the victims. All right? They instead go by the unlawful uh, doctrine that the courts come up with information. Well, nowhere in the Constitution does that say that. It says affidavit under penal and perjury to get a warrant. Doesn't say extend all these things to make the jobs for judges and cops to create more revenue. All right, let's go with this. Start off with the code of Texas that helps violate these people's rights.
Someone, a peace officer comes up to you, doesn't like you, doesn't like the color of your hair, doesn't like the.
Yeah. Okay, section 38.03. Okay, resisting arrest here in Texas.
What did they used to say? The look of your jib or something like that, or the jib of whatever. And so he's like, "You're under arrest. You've literally done nothing wrong. You know what? You're drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper instead of a Diet Mr. Pibb. You're under arrest." Wait a minute, officer, that's not a crime. I don't care. You're under arrest. Stop resisting. No, I didn't do anything wrong. You're arresting me for drinking Dr. Pepper instead of Mr. Pibb. And you get thrown in jail for resisting arrest when there's nothing that you were under arrest for. And then you go and you try to claim, what the hell? The arrest was unlawful. Well, yeah, that's true, but you should have just let them arrest you. All right, that's what the law says. You're just supposed to suck it up and drive on. That man has a magical badge on, and that magical badge allows him to do whatever the fuck he wants by doing that. So I personally think this is absolutely 100% unconstitutional. Now, there's a little bit of a silver lining. The cut of your jib, that's it. The cut of your jib. Thank you, Anon Mouse. I was close. It's late. It's been a long week. And so I wrote a bill. I wrote several bills. I'm going to go over these with you. But here's the first one here. This one so far I don't have a sponsor for. I haven't presented this one because I just finished it. It's not that it's hard or anything like that. But of course, it's a bill relating to a defense for resisting arrest. And it's very simple. I just took the statute here, 3803, copied out here, and I changed this section right here. Instead of "it is no defense to prosecution," we strike the word "no" and we put "it is a defense to prosecution" under this section that the search or arrest was unlawful. I mean, I'd like to just delete this whole thing, but I want to make it very clear that officers, you're on notice now. It's a defense now. You can't just get away with throwing a man in a cage for no reason whatsoever because you don't like the cut of his jib.
Or because, the subject didn't lick his boots. Okay? So let's get really greedy and nit dirty about this, right? They become your gods over this statute, and then in the statute of interference. It's absolute, vague, and ambiguous, absolutely, which gives them, really by statute, authority to arrest you if you make a plea. Or you claim Fourth Amendment. Okay? So, according to the statute, they can take you to jail for that. Now, you'll fight it in court and maybe win after spending thousands of dollars. Okay? Which is one of his bills that he's bringing up on as well. But, that being said, in Texas as well, when you are pro se and you are wanting discovery, they don't have to give you discovery if you're pro se. Only to your attorneys. So, 1, 2, 3. And then the officers got qualified immunity. 4. They just became a god. Alright, so we got to this point right here.
We have a history in this country of resisting unlawful actions of government tyrants.
Mm-hmm.
And to say that we can't here it's just flat out unconstitutional. And we've got to rein back in this power that over time we've given to law enforcement. You know, it's no longer a criminal justice system. It's a justice system that's become criminal, because the true criminals, the police, that are out there not going after real criminals, but people they don't like. You know, it used to be that you prosecuted crimes, not people. But that's just no longer the case. Now we're prosecuting people and not crimes. So anyway, that's the first bill that I'm going to be filing. Now let's go down here to 3815. This is another one that drives me nuts.
Which, by the way, is the interference. However, we're going to just kind of ignore that because we're going to jump from there and show you what he's talking about. From here's the deal with what? Texas cops. There's going to be a commercial.
You've always loved making them think.
I'm gonna keep up with y'all no matter what, man. Wickle trees drive and choke can't drive. Hey, come here. One of you. Come here. Come here.
Now, I don't remember what he's going to say, but this actually starts off as a consensual conversation. That's supposed to be. All right? He never once said detained. Listen to the words very carefully.
Imagine yourself doing this.
There's not no reason. If y'all would stop, I'd stop following you. Just stand by the van right there. I just want to talk to y'all. That's it. We're not trying to talk to y'all, bro. Okay, well, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm giving you a lawful order to stop. That's no lawful order. Yeah, it is. All right.
There was no lawful order involved in this, by the way, y'all. Period.
Go ahead, more. So you're not listening to police. Okay, that's fine.
All they're doing wrong is that they don't want to talk to police. So what happened here was the deputies were responding to an armed robbery call, and the complainant wouldn't provide the police with a detailed statement or a description of the suspect. So this is what they're going off of. But the problem is there's really no urgency, and the police had no reason to believe that these guys were the ones who were involved. And to add insult to injury, they weren't even in the area of the incident, which happened about 1.5 miles from where this incident right here took place.
And there we go, lies the problem, right? The complainant did not give enough information and all that. Under affidavit of penal and perjury, the claimant, witness, right? They're going after these guys on information, people. But they're too far away even for the information to be valid in this said case, allegedly.
You're not gonna touch me! You owe me for no reason! Call my mom, bro! Call my mom, bro! You owe me for no reason, bro! You owe me for no reason! You owe me for no reason, bro! We talking about Godfather House! We talking about Godfather House! They owe me for no reason! They owe me for no reason! They owe me for no reason! I'm talking about Godfather House! No, you're not!
Now, you know what this reminds me of right here? Do you remember Jeremy Navarez? Jeremy Navarez.
We're going to stop there. If you would listen to me, we don't have to, especially if we're innocent. Not that not guilty, that we're innocent, right? Because not guilty is a different definition of innocent. These people would be innocent because whatever conflict happened a mile and a half away, they could not possibly do it, which makes them innocent. They're not guilty. Okay? They're innocent. Period.
Is that cop from New Mexico who held that family up at gunpoint on the street, had them kneel down on the hot pavement as they were trying to rush their dog Stella to the vet. Stella had just got run over by one of the neighbors, and they were rushing Stella to the vet, and Jeremy Navarez was the one who initiated that stop, got reprimanded for it. Well, come to find out, a couple months later, he was involved in a domestic incident, and here...
All right. So we don't need to watch that part, but I wanted to show that main part due to 38.03 is a cause and effect of this, right? The guy is trying to pull away. He's innocent. He does not have to comply. Period, y'all. But because our legislatures is in the process of doing side favors for the the police union, I'm led to believe, don't have facts, right? The police union say, hey, pass this bill right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, we believe in the officers, which is fine and dandy. But don't give them God's powers. Give them reasonable powers. Okay? That kid's right there did nothing wrong. And they are in jeopardy, people. So think about this. They're in jeopardy with them law enforcement officers of life or losing limbs from an officer. The only police powers they actually is if there's immediate of life and limbs, and then they can come after you. But it does not give them the authority to be taking life or limbs. Okay? But that's what State of Texas did, right? Then you back that up, because what do they do in Texas? Always do the backup on you guys know what I'm talking about. Interference. It's a catch-all. So when these guys, innocent people, say, hey, we don't want to be in any type of consensual conversation with you at all, then they say it's a lawful stop. What law? What law do they break to make a lawful stop? Right? So now they didn't even break a law. So it wasn't a lawful order. But because 38.02, anything, if you even so much as deny licking their boots, they can throw you in jail for resisting arrest. Or if you deny that, then there's going to be interference. Okay? Then they have qualified immunity from our Supreme Court's Fifth Circuit judges that they wait up to the last 2 seconds of the immediate deal and not the process that led up to the violation of your rights. All right? Others, higher courts, 10th Circuit, 9th Circuit, and all that, they actually go through the path, not the last direct, immediate deal with the officers. The Fifth Circuit, you crooked son of guns. Let me breathe. All right? And then, on top of everything else, they're going by information and not actual an affidavit, on top of what? Violating due process through this whole incident. So, and when they go to court, these kids go to court, the courts are violating Criminal Code 14, 15, and 16, and if it was Transportation Code 543. Now, that's just the easy versions. There's other statutes backing that up, but you got to go through the crossword puzzles, right? Because it's general, then you got all these other statutes that applies with the general. You got to build your case, which goes back into what I said in videos a while back, right? Facts, right? It's neither true or lie. You got to build your case. And this is where they designed it so difficult for the average man and woman, they can't even represent themselves in a proper way because of their criminal activity, especially when they violate your due process and you want discovery for your case and they deny it. And then turn around, most courts have a tendency to not use your address of the day, but use your previous address. And then they say, what? Oh, well, you had a notice. No, you didn't. Because they on purposely send it to your previous address that you haven't lived at a couple of years. This stuff is out of control, people, when you start actually reading these things. Decently people. News. Bye, y'all.